So under the um, executive summary, here you identify the company, its background, and how you came up with the idea. You give an overview of the industry, the size, and the what and the trend. You mention the problems you are solving and why your solution is better. You describe the funding required, the purpose, the purposes for which it is or it will be used, and your projected revenue from majorly your first year to at least the third year. And what is a revenue? A revenue, this is all money made in a year, both cash from sale, rent, or even goodwill and donations. So remember, the executive summary is the most part important part of your business plan, and perhaps the only one that might get read. Maybe in case you are giving the business plan to someone to read, maybe an investor. So assuming when I sent a document online for us to read, I said just only 50% of the population read the document. Now that you are now sending more than 10 pages of file to someone, people don't have time. So you have to what? You have to make this executive summary as perfect as possible. So make it perfect. The executive summary has just only one aim. That is you getting the investor to read the rest of your business. But in the case that you are not giving it to an investor, then just make sure you perfect your executive summary. And now moving to the company, what is expected of you under the company. Here you spell out the structure of the business. Is it a sole proprietorship or a limited liability company? And again, the company vision and mission statement. You state your value proposition. What is a value proposition? A value proposition is a promise of value to be delivered to the customer. Also, you describe in details the market potentials for the company product and services, and also your market trend and more. Also, you spell out the products and services. In this part of business plan, you describe the product or services your company plans to produce or sell. If you have multiple products and services, kindly list them out and explain. Also, what does it do? The uniqueness of the product or your business and your competitive advantage. Moving to the target market, you ask yourself, who are your target audience? What do you know about them? What influences their purchasing power? So these are the questions you should ask yourself. Under this, you have to know who they are, where they are, how many are they, why do they buy, the need satisfied by the product and service, how is the need currently filled, what are the alternatives, who makes the decision to buy, and how frequently do they purchase. So those are the things you should note. Under marketing strategy, here you have to decide on how do you plan to market and sell your product and services. Don't worry, a file will be sent to us. Under this marketing strategy, it's very essential because there are many things that need to be sought under here, but I'll just give us what you could use in your marketing channels. This is just an aspect of marketing strategy. So you can use your direct mail, you can use word of mouth, you can use referral programs, trade shows, advertisements, and the commonly used one, that is, you make your advert on social media platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and others. Also, you have to know how much is your marketing budget. And also, you have to spell out the competitors. How are you holding up in terms of market shares and profit position? How do you really rank against competitors? All these are what you should ask yourself. So you have to know that we have the direct competitors and the indirect competitors. The direct competitors, you have to know who they are. You list them out. For example, you are running an e-commerce website. Already we have Jumia, we have Konga, we have AliExpress, and a lot more that offers the same thing you are doing. Then you have to list them out, the size and their breadth, product breadth, the revenues and profitability, strength and weaknesses, market shares. What are your competitive advantages over these competitors? So on your indirect competitors, you have to what is indirect competitors? They are businesses that offer slightly different product and service, but target the same group of customers, which the goal of satisfying the same need. So this sometimes also known as substitutes. For example, Chicken Republic versus Domino, or maybe AliExpress and Jumia. Examples like that. Also, you have to spell out your management team. This section shows that this section shows who you'll be working with, and also it spells out that you and the people who will be working with you have the needed experience. They are matured and with a common sense to manage your business very well. So note the following, please. You have to list out the credentials and experience and that of the people you plan to work with. You may also draw a flow chart to show hierarchy. And under the operations, these are the activities involved in the day-to-day functions of the business conducted for the purpose of generating profits. So those, you have to spell out the operations. So your premises, you have maybe a premises that you do your business, maybe a shop, or maybe the location. You have to know what license do you need. Are you registered, or which instituted authority are you to register with? The production facilities. Are there any IT components or integration? So all these are needed. And lastly, your financial focus, your financial forecast. This portion of your business should point out important financial statement that gives investors an idea of the risk of your business or of your company. So you have to have a cash flow projections. Here you break down the money that is expected to come in and out of your business. Cash inflow is the revenue generated, while the cash outflow is the cost of running the business. So your financial forecast should also show your gross and net income annually for a minimum of 3 years. Financial assumption, are your projections, like the projections for your profit, revenue, expenditure, loss, they have to be realistic. You have to be realistic. You don't say you need 30 million when you needed just only 500,000. So, and you don't say you needed 500,000 when you needed like 3 million. So you have to be realistic, and should be based on verifiable data. So this portion of your plan should also point out important financial statement that give investors an idea of the risk of your company, in case maybe you are inviting investors. So the capital requirement, how much is required to start up your business. This is the revenue. This is all money made in a year, both cash from sale, rent, or even goodwills and donations. Gross profit, this is the amount remaining after deduction. After deducting the costs associated with making your products. Your net profit, that is your net income, is an entity. Income minus cost of goods sold